Here we have little Hattie. They were born, her litter was born on February 7th in a snow blizzard here in Clark, Wyoming. They just don't get any cuter than this. I've been a breeder for a lot of years, and I think this is actually our best litter so far. They are just growing like leaps and bounds. I've never seen a puppy fill out this early like this, and the whole litter's this way. You'll see that as I go through, but right now we're just going to do her ENS. Of course, I do this with all my litters from the time they're 3 days old until the time they're 16 days old, and when they're 17 days old, we switch to a more comprehensive socialization protocol. So here we go. We're going to tickle her toes with our Q-tip. Then we just hold her securely like this. Not so bad. This is a little worse, but we hold her securely upside down just for a few seconds. And then we cradle her in our hands on her back. You see how she settled right back down. Good girl. Her eyes are just starting to creep open, some of them. I don't know if you can tell with the camera that this lips are a little looser. Anyway, and then we put her on a damp, cool washcloth for a few seconds. What you hear in the background is not a thunderstorm. It's just our playlist that we started for them a few days ago. It's okay if she crawls off. That's her problem-solving skills already at a week and 1 day old. She's going to go back to the litter. Good girl. And that's Hattie. Okay, we're going to do Doc next. Another perfect puppy. He is one of 3 boys born to whiz bang. Oh, and the general. Okay, he didn't want to get woke up. We're just going to do a quick early neurological stimulation with his paws. We tickle him with the Q-tip. Look at that chunk. He is growing. Oh, and that face. Good boy. And last but not least, the cool damp washcloth. Now you can go on my website's back page, and I have a link there to exactly what early neurological stimulation is, what it does, and why we practice it from day 3 until day 16. Doc's just going to go back to the puppy pile. There, he's all settled. Who do we have here? That is Miss Kitty. The names for this litter all came from Gunsmoke. We're going to tickle her toes as part of her ENS with the little cotton swab. We do more with her toes starting day 17, but that's all we do from days 3 to day 16. She didn't mind. Then I hold her up like this for just a few seconds. Something a little more uncomfortable right here, just for a few seconds, securely. And her eyes are the first in the litter today that I've seen that are open. I want you to see those. 8 days old and the world is brand new. Good girl. Anyway, then we cradle her like this. And then we put her on the cool damp washcloth for just a second. She's going to try and crawl off using her problem-solving skills already at 8 days old. She's going to go back to her puppy pile. So they use their noses at this age, not to smell their way back, but their noses have temperature gauges in them, and they just move towards the warmth. And that was Miss Kitty. This little fella right here is Festus. Again, what you hear in the background is just our playlist that we play every day until they're ready to go home. For his ENS, same thing with all the puppies in his litter. We tickle their toes with a cotton swab. Then we hold them securely like this for just a second. And a little less comfortable. Then he settles right back down. And last, he goes on a cool damp washcloth. A little bit of protest going on. And then don't let him stay on there too long. We don't want his body temperature to drop. Although we have removed the heating pad because the puppies are able to regulate their temperature. We still don't want them getting too cold. Okay, that was Festus. Next, I think we'll do Liz. You'll hear me say this a lot. I've been a breeder for several years, and this litter is just phenomenal as far as they're all gaining weight so rapidly and they're so bulky already. Such a good sign. Believe it or not, Whiz Bang is eating 6 cans of premium puppy food a day, along with 12 cups of puppy kibble, and her vitamins and her probiotics and all the things. So it's no wonder that they're growing like they are. There's Liz doing her ENS. I support them good. This is not dangerous for them at all. They go through the same thing from day 3 to day 16. Then on a cool, damp washcloth. Chester's is who you're hearing in the background. I guess we'll do him next. That's Liz. Okay, here is Chester from our Gunsmoke litter born February 7th in a snowstorm right here at AKC Bernese Mountain Dog Ranch. Good boy. Just gonna tickle his toes. And there we go. Right side up with ENS, upside down with ENS. And then on his back, he's getting hungry. We've had Mama out so that we could film this. And he's one of the last puppies to have a turn with ENS. He's on his cool damp washcloth. And that's Mr. Chester. Look at that shot. Oh my goodness, this is such a cute litter. Last, but certainly not least, is Sister Ellen. Oh, look at that yawn. We're going to tickle her toes. So who you hear in the background, if you can hear her, is Wealthy. We live on 37 acres near the Clarks Fork branch of the Yellowstone River. We've got a bunch of antelope out in all that snow. Oh, big yawn. So she's having fun talking to the antelope right now. And then we have the rain soundtrack playing in the background. There, she settled right down. Good girl, Ellen. And a cool damp washcloth. She's going to use her problem-solving skills and back off of it. The girls are usually the first ones to figure that out. She's going to go back to her brothers and sisters, and once she settles down, we'll go get Mama and bring her back in.